Have you ever gotten that call or a text or an email from somebody that started by saying, "Hey, I found you online and I have some property to sell. If you get those, please stop immediately." Stop immediately. You could talk to those people, but before you move any further, call your broker or manager immediately before you did that. So please, this is a very, very important message that I want to get out to all of our agents. And I've talked to many of them every month about this topic because it's something that's going on out there. And this could help hurt you financially and even hurt your license, a suspension, a fine, or who knows, even worse. So I'm going to tell you a story. It might be a little bit long today, but it's very, very important because a huge scams going on there. And every month, two or three times, one of our agents is calling me on this exact topic. And I have a history of telling you exactly how it could go wrong. So here's what happens. Here's the scam. I don't even know the end of it yet because scams and these con artists and these people, they're smarter than me. So, but here's the scam. There's people out there calling realtors out of the country. I'm assuming they're out of the country. They are creating fake passports, fake driver's license. They are looking up our usually vacant land, usually vacant land, and getting those identities, even going as far as going on Gmail and getting a email address that's the person's name in some form and contacting a realtor in the area and going, "Hey, by the way, I was online. I saw you are wherever, whoever, and you work in this area. I got some vacant land for sale. Can you put it on the market for me? And I want to sell it. And here's my information. Here's my driver's license from another state or another country." They find out, they even go to the extent of finding out they could go online and find out where these people live out of state or out of country. They see the mailing address. When you go online to the county records, they can see, hey, property address is owned by so and the mailing address or tax mailing address is somewhere else. They go to the extent of that, create it, try to list the property under you, and then from there, I'm not even too sure because we haven't even seen the end, but I'm assuming what's happening is they try to get to the end and they get to the title company, give them the same thing. They send them the documents, they want to use another title company that they know of, and somehow getting this closed, a sale, and getting the money transferred to them. But again, remember, they have the fake IDs and the identities of these owners. Now, let me tell you the exact story of what happened to us. So, this happened last year. One of our agents who is used to work for the military and in some sorts of security for the military. So he's very, very on board, very, very cautious. Someone called him, said, by the way, I own this property. I live here in another state, and got all the information. They even had a Google number with the area code for the place out of state. So that's how smart they are. They go, okay, this person lives in whatever. So I don't even remember where these people were living, say Tampa, Florida. They find an area code in Tampa, Florida. They're calling and texting them from Tampa, Florida. They have the tax mailing address. They got a driver's license with their picture on it, with the tax mailing address. They got a Gmail account. Just give an example, janesmith@gmail.com. Driver's license, a phone number from the area, a Gmail that they're emailing them from with their, communicating with our agent. Say, hey, I got this land. I would like to list it. So our agent goes, okay, no problem. Got all the information. He didn't call me, but honestly, I probably would have said that sounds pretty legit. I don't even know how more legit you can get. about that, other than I would have said, which I do now to all of our agents, if you don't know these people, if they are not a direct connection to you, you didn't win the lottery. Don't risk it. They didn't just find you on the internet. Don't take it. So now you got to do even more research. Don't even risk it. Unless it's a direct referral, don't deal with people that you don't know or someone referred you. And I have another story for that. I'm sorry this is long, but it's very important because the scams get even worse. So, so we list the property one day on the market. We put up a sign. We our agent put up a sign, puts it on the internet. Within an hour, one of another agent from near the area, right down the street, calls our agent and says, "Hey, I just saw your sign. I just saw it on the MLS. By the way, someone called me a couple days ago to try to list this property, but guess what? I know this other broker, know the owners, and know that wasn't them." So he knew because it's a small town. He knew that these weren't the owners and this scam was going on. So, and he notified the sellers of this before we list the property. So we list the property for day. He immediately called me and said, take it off the market, apologize to sellers, tell them, I mean, the other broker gave us the seller's number. Agent called the seller, the real seller. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Look at what they did. They emailed this, that. I had no idea. Off the market, no harm, no nothing, except scam number two. Has nothing to do with the scam. But these people, the sellers, the real owners, were so upset that we got scammed, showed them the proof. They get upset and take it out on us. Try to we'll say, force us to compensate them financially for a day and us being scammed too. And of course, we said no. We didn't do anything. We got totally scammed. Totally. We don't one day, not even a whole day on the market, an hour on the market. No harm, no money to you. Most people are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. So sorry that happened to you. Now we know where. Be careful." Next, they file a complaint with the Division of Real Estate. We go, a year, almost a year into it, complaint to the Division of Real Estate that we as a company didn't do our jobs and the agent do their jobs to make sure and protect the identity. We go through this whole thing. Again, I'm about to say something, my opinion. Love the Division of Real Estate, love everything like there, but there are certain cases when there are people that are just that squeaky wheel, because these two people were just this couple, were just retirees in Florida. They had nothing better to do with their time. Probably lovely people, but in this case, decided it was just a bee in their bonnet and just call the division, emailing like how terrible we were and all that over 1 hour on the market and we getting scammed. File a complaint with the Division of Real Estate against me as a broker. So brokers, managers, listen to this, and the agent that we didn't do our license law. We broke license law. We didn't do our due diligence, all of this stuff. The division, I'm not saying anything bad to the division, but they have to show the public they're taking some type of action sometimes. They just do. Sometimes we as agents and brokers have to take a hit when we did nothing wrong, but they have to show something to stop the insanity. And that's what happened with us. What happened was we get to that, they ask for a mediation. Again, I'm not giving out any names or anything like this, so I don't think anybody can look this up really. I mean, you could see it on the division. These people wanted like $40,000 for an hour worth of their time and just crazy. They're just wanting to try to cash in. I'm like, we're getting scammed on a scam. But bottom line, we didn't agree to anything. No harm. It was we have all the proof. And the Division of Real Estate decided they had to do something, even though they know we were there. We were on a Zoom with the division. They showed everything to them. We showed that we got totally scammed. They couldn't even, we have a panel of people on a Zoom. They even go, what else could we have done? What else could we have done? Don't know. Uh, I don't know. They couldn't even know, but they basically said we obviously listed a property of not the real owners. And they fined myself and the agent each $1,000. And we both had to do 3 hours of continuing education. So that's what I'm explaining to you. These scams out there can affect your license financially. You have to pay penalties because the real owners might file a complaint against you. Most people probably would, and because this has happened like 3 or 4 times in the last few years. It just almost happened to one of our agents just last week. Same thing. Someone called them, saw you online. She goes, Tony, it's kind of my spidey senses are going up. Here's their passport, a passport with the people's names and stuff and all of that. And I said, if someone's out of the area and they don't know you, and then I'm sorry, one more quick story. A couple months ago, same thing, but the agent called me and she said, hey, by the way, I have another agent giving me a referral. She's outside the area of Ohio. She has a referral for me. Someone wants to list some land, and here she's got the people's information because she's not in the area, wants me to list it. I'm like, first reaction, if this was over a year ago, oh, yeah, good. It's a referral from another agent, whatever. I go, call that agent. Make sure, ask them, what type of referral is this? Do they know the people or whatever? Guess what? Guess what? No, she didn't know the people. The people called her that day, same type of thing. Hey, by the way, see you're in the area, but she wasn't really in the area and knew our agent, called our agent and said, hey, I got this a referral for you. We just assumed it's someone you knew, and it was that scam. So that you got to watch out for that. Another agent calls you from outside the area or whatever. Hey, can you help me? I have a referral for you. Well, what is the referral? How do you know them? Do you know them? Or is it just someone that called you or online? So you got to even do that. So sorry about the long video today, but it's very, very important. So as a company, well, as a suggestion, especially to all my agents that as the broker legally responsible for, please, anybody that calls you, texts you or emails you and says, I found you online, you didn't win the lottery. There's thousands of other agents. I wouldn't take the risk. I wouldn't take the risk because we have direct proof it could cost you financially. You could affect your license, affect my license as your broker. I say, please don't take the risk. If unless it's a direct referral from someone that knows them from somewhere, wherever, even if you could do a FaceTime with them, it's not worth the risk to to do that. So please watch out for this. We have the experience. I tell you from start to finish, a story of what happened cost our agent, cost me money, cost the agent money, and as an on a record as doing something wrong when we totally didn't do anything wrong, and how you could get scammed into this, and then no disrespect to some these owners that did this, try to scam us out of paying them tens of thousands of dollars for an hour worth of their time when in a scam. Almost got scammed twice. So I make want to make sure that you protect yourself. So watch out for that. So any agent, if you want to discuss something, if you because I talk to agents every month, a couple of agents every month that I'm friends with that are at other companies I'm company with or companies where they're broker or manager, great people, but just don't have this experience. And they go, Tony, I'm calling you because I saw one of your videos once. You said you had this experience. You've been in the business 33 years. Love my broker, love my manager. She is great. But I went to them and they go, I've never been to court. I've never been to the division about a complaint. You have to go to the people that have experience. So if you, again, getting off topic, if you have something that's happening to you legally, like a lawsuit that's happening because the buyer and seller, you didn't do anything wrong, and you go to your broker manager, hey, have you ever been to court over this, and if they say no, I have no experience, have never been to court, never had this, talk to a broker or manager that's been to court and tell you exactly what happens from start to finish when these things happen. When you have a complaint to the Division of Real Estate, if you ever get one, hopefully you never do, but if something went wrong and they blame you for something that you didn't do, and you have a complaint to the Division of Real Estate, and you go to your broker or manager, go, hey, have you ever had a complaint to the Division of Real Estate? Have you ever had to go to them on a Zoom or in person to help defend one of your agents about something that they didn't do? And they say, no, I've never been in front of the division, never been to Columbus for anything. Then talk to somebody. Again, it's like, you know, gosh, again, I'm talking about legal and division stuff, but if you had a legal issue and you had to go to court for something, would you hire an attorney or talk to an attorney that's never been to court before and just sat in the office like, wow, I've never been to court before? You wouldn't want to go to court with an attorney that didn't, has never been to court. Same that. But the great thing about real estate, we have a whole community. You don't have to just talk to your broker or manager. Hopefully you do and get their opinion, because they're in charge of you. But if you want to talk to other people just to see what's going out there, talk to the people that been through it. Don't just talk to your friend that's an agent that said, I've never had a complaint, never been to court, never have this. I get in that conversation with managers, agents, team leaders, almost at least once or twice a month, just saying, hey, this is what the situation is. This is how it probably is going to pan out. And they go, why? Because I've been through it from start to finish. And if you haven't been through it from start to finish, you're just guessing on what the end would be. So that's all for today. Sorry about the long message, but I had to get that out. And hopefully a lot of you are watching this because the scam is going on out there. It's going on every day. There's people out there in other countries just sitting there all day long, contacting realtors, finding land, doing this. I know it's out there. It's just us. I can imagine across the country what's happening out there. So please watch what you're doing. Remember, I'm always here for you. Call, text, email me anytime. Get on my calendar. Talk to Tony. Talk the number 2 Tony.net, and I'm happy to help you. So that's it. Have a wonderful day, great weekend, and hope to talk to many of you very soon. Bye bye.